Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each personal month forecast for the month of May 2023. And this will include the forecast for the full moon as well as the new moon. And that full moon that we have at the beginning of the month on the 5th is a full moon lunar eclipse. So it's a big one. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading where we'll take a deep dive into your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and you can get an idea for the services that I offer and what might align with your current needs. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, May 2023 is a 3 universal month. Okay, what that means is that basically collectively we're all going to sort of be feeling the energy of the 3. And what that could bring about is sort of more focused energy on communication, how we communicate, how we sort of share our stories, our words, right? The spoken word. We, of course, have a Mercury retrograde at the beginning of the month and through the mid-month. So, communication might be a little bit off. So where it's showing us that, where there might be some sort of glitches is sort of showing us where we might need some additional work, right? So in other words, the energy of the 3, if there's miscommunication, if there's a breakdown in communication, this energy is going to assist us in recognizing that and trying to do better, right? It's not always about how we feel we need to express ourselves, but also taking into consideration how that expression might land for others and what is more easily digestible and what isn't, right? And so if we want to get our message across, we have to take into consideration others and sort of how they receive that information, right? We don't have control over that, but we certainly have control over the intention behind our communication, our written, our spoken word. And, if that's coming from a place of vengeance or hatred or ugliness, right? Or the need to be right, that's going to land a lot differently than if it's coming from a place of an open heart and one of just genuineness, right? Like genuinely just trying to get your message across in a kind and compassionate way. So that can be coming into the forefront this month as well. This can also be a very social time. So you may see your social calendar light up this month collectively, right? Or we might collectively see that. You might see things sort of pick up, the pace pick up a bit. 3 energy is big energy. It wants to be seen and heard and experienced. So anywhere within your life where you might be making yourself small, you could see sort of this energy light that area up and ask you to step out into the spotlight a bit more, ask you to, again, express yourself in an authentic, beautiful way. That feels true for you, right? And so again, you might see the opportunities for collaboration, networking come into play. It's up to you whether you say yes to those invitations or not, but this is a great time to meet new people, meet new friends, significant others, or business partners, right? People who will help you to get your message across on a bigger platform. When we work together and work with others, we often, of course, there's greater energy behind whatever that is. And so that helps us to again, get that message out in a bigger, more expansive way. So big, big energy this month, the month of May collectively. Again, 3 energy wants to be seen, expressed, and experienced, right? So anywhere that you've been sort of making yourself small or trying to hide in the shadows, this energy is going to sort of push you outside your comfort zone a little bit so that you can be seen, so that you can share your gifts, so that you can sit, find your rightful place at the table, sit there and feel confident there, own that space. So 3 energy doesn't allow us or doesn't want us to minimize who we are. It wants us to express who we are and do that in a kind, compassionate way where we're not trying to take somebody else's spotlight away from them, because there's room on the stage for everyone. So beautiful, beautiful energy this month with that 3 energy. Again, it's what we do with it, but I love to see this. This is a very collaborative, coming together, working together, sharing ideas type of energy. And so when we can do that in a harmonious, sort of beautiful way, the rewards are great. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at each personal month and how these energies could be affecting you as we move through May. Personal month 5. If May is a personal month 5 for you, then this has the potential to be a very big month, especially coupled with the energy of the 3. So if you didn't listen to the intro, make sure you listen to that. So the 5 energy, it's a shorter cycle. It's only, 30, 31 days, but it's a big one. And so it has the potential to bring a tremendous amount of shifts, change, aha moments, clarity, new ideas, unconventional experiences, or unconventional ideas. This is the energy of the freedom seeker. It wants to be able to express itself and feel seen and heard and, set its own schedule, not be too restricted, break free of anything restricting it type thing. It's a very big, fast moving energy. Travel could come up for you this month. It is absolutely supported for you under this 3 umbrella and the 5 energy for you to travel, for you to experience and explore and expand your mind and expand your sort of reality type thing. Big month for that. So if you have the opportunity, it's very much supported, and I would say go for it. This also, again, is going to ask you to think bigger, think more unconventionally, think in a different way than maybe you've always done things. And that expansion of ideas, that expansion of thinking, has the potential to shift your experience in some way, right? And so again, with 5 energy, I always say expect the unexpected because it's around every corner. And it has the potential to really pick you up and move you at sort of an accelerated pace to the position where you need to be, right? So I always say try not to make big decisions or life-altering decisions or something, or try not to overly commit to something during a 5 cycle, because there can be a lot of shifts that come in or new awareness, new awakenings that come in that again will shift your belief system, your perceptions. And so that can, of course, change your reality. So you might think about things very differently than you did at the start of the month. And so that's why I say, if you overly commit to something early on, you might have to redo it, right? So of course, let life dictate to you and your own intuition, guide you. But under a 5 cycle, there's going to be shifts. There's going to be, or at least there's going to be, again, those big aha moments or the greater awareness about something. And then with that greater awareness, often there has to come some kind of change because, you can't unsee it type thing. But the 5 energy coupled with the 3 energy that we're all working with, it's just beautiful. It's very playful and joyful and sort of seeks the more optimistic route and goes after the things that light it up and wants to, again, experience life with all of its senses. And the 3 energy brings that of the creation, the creativity. So this is beautiful together. Being in a 5 cycle, you have the opportunity to let your inner child out and let it take the lead, right? So it's whatever sort of calls to you, whatever, comes in, pay attention to those creative insights that come in for you this month. They might be way outside the comfort zone, way outside the box, very unconventional, but don't be too quick to dismiss it because there's something there for you. If it's coming in for you, it wants to be explored. It wants to be played with. So see where it leads. Beautiful energy though. 5 and 3 energy together is just is very mischievous. It's very fun. It wants to, again, just wants to express itself. Not a lot of rules. It's very similar to Aquarius energy. I would say it's very similar to Aquarius, Gemini sort of energy. It's just it can be very scattered, right? But it just wants to have fun. It wants to explore and it wants to experience. And so this could be a really fun month for you all if you allow it to be. But I definitely see the potential for a lot of shifts or changes or the need to sort of expand your mind or experience in some way. And the reason why I say that is because the full moon lunar eclipse that we have on the 5th is going to be pretty significant for you all. And the reason why I say that is because, so a lunar eclipse, right? This a lot of times because it's a full moon lunar eclipse, it's going to eclipse something out. It's going to remove something. It's going to dismantle something so that you can come in and rebuild it in a way that feels much more freeing, much more elevated, much more aligned. And the reason why I say that is because you all are working with the energy of the 13-4 around this full moon. When I see energy of the 13-4 in a cycle, this is, in tarot, this is the death card. This is death, transformation, rebirth, major transformation, major sort of evolution, right? It's very Plutonian. And this Pluto energy, is that about spiritual awakening or some kind of awakening or some kind of greater insights into something, moving us towards, dismantling, crumbling something that wasn't working so that we can build something beautiful that is working. So for you all, there may very well be some kind of major transformation, major shift that's sort of progressive and ongoing, that is helping you to build something really beautiful from that space. Now you have the 13, which also has the energy of the 3, right? So this 3 energy, creation, communication, how we communicate, the written, the spoken word, making sure there's integrity behind it, making sure that we're using the word or whatever it is that we're creating to uplift, inspire, and empower. So for you all, it could be major shifts with the body. There could be some insights that you have around the actual physical body, right? Because 4 energy being the home, which can also be the physical home, right? That houses the soul. So you could see some shifts coming up in how you treat your body, how you, or if there's like some kind of chronic health condition, there you might see some kind of solution come in or some way to work with that energy better. There's a whole different things. You might see transformation or solutions come in for holistic health, body, mind, spirit come in at this time. That's going to need your attention over a prolonged period of time because, again, the eclipse is a storyline that, first of all, it's very fated. It's something that is non-negotiable. It comes in. It's a fated moment, but that continues to sort of unravel or present itself over the period of about 3 to 6 months or up to a year. So this eclipse for you all is putting the emphasis on some kind of major transformation, but that needs to happen so that you can build something beautiful from something not so beautiful, right? It could also be about your actual physical home, the structure, right? So there might be some things that come up around the home that need some kind of major transformation. So immediately what comes to mind would be like remodeling, right? Something coming up around that. Or some things could come up from your early childhood that you're still holding on to emotionally that need to be worked through, right? Major transformation there. So this is a great time to see a therapist or to get that assistance if you need that so that you can rebuild and build something beautiful in that space. But a lot coming in here around communication, around expressing yourself, around breaking free from anything holding you back type thing. And you have a lot of energy assisting you in that process this month. That just continues when we look at the new moon, which is happening on the 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live in the world. Because for you all, you're working with the energy of the 9 and the 1. Very significant. And I say that because 9 energy is about completion, closing things out, releasing. 1 energy is about big new beginnings, confidence, independence, autonomy, owning your space, being very direct, being more assertive type thing. And again, I go back to big new starts. So it complements the energy of the eclipse, where, again, something needs to be dismantled so that you can rebuild it in a more beautiful way, whether that's a belief system, whether that's a relationship, whether that's an actual physical structure of some sort. And then around this new moon being new beginnings, you have the energy of the 9, releasing, completion, closing out, a cycle ending, coupled with that of the 1. So whatever closes out, whatever is released, something is going to come to fill that space. And it's going to be something that's much more aligned. But it's going to require you to stand in your autonomy, stand in your strength, right? To be more assertive, to take a risk, big risk-taking energy. And it might not be specifically on that day, but you'll see it sort of unfold. So this could be a big transformative month for you all. And I would think that you'll be able to look back on this month and, down the road and be like, wow, that was the start of some major transformations, some major changes. And you might look back, say in 6 months to a year, and just be like, this is where it started. This was the sort of starting point. I just think that with all these energies that you all are working with, big changes on the horizon, and you'll be able to, like I said, it's sort of fated, whatever this is, because we have the energy of the eclipse, or it's destined, right? And you're the key player in that, right? You create the storyline, but with a lot of help from the unseen, right? But I do think that this has the potential to be a very pivotal month for you all, a very significant beginning to a longer storyline. So definitely pay attention to what comes up for you this month. I don't think you'll be able to sort of avoid it. But remember that you are in the driver's seat. You hold all the, you're the canvases before you, and you hold all of the crayons and the paints and the art supplies. It's your masterpiece. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to create? And the universe will redirect you, or your soul will redirect you as needed. Don't worry about that. But this is a great opportunity for you to reinvent yourself or your experience in some way that feels very aligned for you and feels very authentic and in your truth. So incredibly beautiful month for you all, if this is a personal month 5 for you. All right, take care, everyone. Bye for now.